Hello, it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm back. Streaming, creating a character poster. This time, it's going to be Han Solo, because I haven't done his yet. But every Monday I release a character poster for every character model that's been used in Heir to the Empire. And I thought I'd show you guys how that works. Krogan, hello. General Krogan. Just have a quick drink of water because I didn't do that before the stream started. I'm a little bit late because I was waiting for something to finish, which hasn't quite yet, but I should be fine. There's about a minute left on it. I can't say what it is because it's part of an upcoming chapter, but it's looking really good. I can't wait for you guys to see it, but obviously not yet because it's not quite ready. So yeah, haven't been around for 2 weeks, had a holiday, and then didn't have anything prepared for last week because I only just got back. So that's why I've been absent for the last few weeks. What do you think of the Kenobi series? I know that, as with a lot of Star Wars productions lately, it's been divisive. Some people really liked it and some people didn't. For the most part, I did actually enjoy it. It was nice to see Ewan McGregor back. I understand why some people would have issues with parts of the story. I just tried to watch it and enjoy it for what it was without thinking too much about whether or not it breaks anything or not. What do you think? So I'm just checking out, Wildlife Running just finished, so I'll just check it out quickly. Looks excellent. Yeah, I definitely can't wait for you guys to see this particular moment. It looks really good. I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. And I know I'm doing nothing but tease you with these very vague comments about something exciting to see. Basically, I'm putting the new animation tools that come with the latest iClone to good use and getting to see the results of that. Yeah, it's going to be good. Might need to tighten up a few things, but yeah, that looks really good. I'm happy. I think you guys will be when you see it. Right, so I'm going to close that and get started. So, let me just check the chat. Krogan, I'm glad you enjoyed it too. I know a lot of my friends did, so yeah. Anyway, let's get started. So as I said, been away for a few weeks. What I have been doing is releasing character posters every Monday, and I just realised I haven't posted it to the YouTube channel, today's one, which is Mon Mothma. I'll have to do that after the stream. So today I'm going to be showing how I do that. I'm going to be doing the Han Solo poster. I have deliberately held back the character because I wanted to release the poster after chapter 20. Hopefully have that finished soon, so I need to get the poster ready for it. Because obviously chapter 20 is a big Han Solo installment, so I really wanted to have the poster saved for him. So first thing I need to do, I am not prepared because I haven't updated the Han Solo character model. It will take just a moment. I keep forgetting that every character model, I'm not really sure what to call the process, but it doesn't load up in the character list unless I load up the character creator and export it again. I do not know why, but it only takes a moment, so please bear with me. Not so many of you watching today. Hope my absence for the last 2 weeks hasn't made everyone forget that I do these streams. I'm sure those of you missing the beginning will turn up. What do you think of Timothy Zahn? As a writer, I think he's very talented. I think his stories are best when he's telling a big galaxy-spanning story rather than a small-scale personal story. Although I'm not saying that his small-scale stories are bad. They're not. He's good. He does write those well as well. But I think I prefer the bigger, more epic, sprawling stories that he's written, like the Thrawn trilogy and the Hand of Thrawn duology. As a person, I have met him a couple of times. Not since I started this, but he's always been very friendly. He's got time for every person that meets him. He's very humble about his role in contributing to Star Wars. He won't take credit for, even though Heir to the Empire basically revived interest in Star Wars, he will not take credit for it. I can't remember exactly what he said when someone asked him that question. Yeah, I think he's a nice guy and he's a very talented creator. Stephanie, yes, it's going to be Han, and it's good to see you. So the character posters I've been releasing every Monday. I haven't released Han's yet. I've been holding him back because chapter 20 is a big Han chapter, and I thought it makes sense to release the poster around the time of the chapter. And the chapter's not finished yet, but I feel like I should probably make the poster so that it's ready, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Stephanie, I haven't been around for the last 2 weeks either. I had a week away on holiday, which is very nice, and then I didn't have anything prepared to stream last week because I only just got back from holiday. So this is the first time streaming for 2 weeks. 3 weeks, because I had 2 weeks off. Yeah, that's alright. So yeah, you got nothing to apologise for because I haven't been here either. Just it's this process where I have to export the character from character creator again. And I forgot to do that with the Han character model, so I'm just loading up character creator now, and hopefully that will only take a few minutes, which is why you can't really see anything in iClone at the moment. Langs, it's great to see you. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Right, character up. Loading up the hand model. Which was the last one I did? That one. Yeah. I'm glad to hear it. All is well. I would switch OBS to show character creator, but I intend to be here in it as briefly as possible because I want to get onto the main installment. And at the moment it's just loading the character, so there's nothing interesting to look at, and the export process, again, nothing interesting to look at. I mean, I know you haven't got the most exciting view already, but it's not really going to be much different. I guess this is what happens when I've been out of it, away for a few weeks. Is I kind of lost the just trying to think the word for it. The mindset of making sure everything's ready for the stream before the stream starts, rather than realizing after you started streaming that you're not quite ready. Right, so let's see. Just using the export settings, it's processing, exporting. Hopefully it won't take long, and then we can get started on the poster. Yeah, before I went on holiday, I was thinking I'm getting very disorganized, and it turns out, even though I'm getting back into, it's a very welcome break, and I think it did a lot for my mentality. I'm still very disorganized, apparently, in other ways. But we're almost there. And next week I will spend a bit more time in advance to make sure everything's ready. So we're not doing this again. Almost there. And done. It was quick and painless. Well, mostly. Okay, so it's exported. He's showing up in the character list, which you can't see, but I'm just bringing him in now. I hope over the last few weeks you've all been doing well in my absence. The character is currently loading into iClone. Oh, there we go. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to switch to the character because what I've been doing is what I've been working on has a lot to it, so I switched it to quick mode to make it easier for iClone to handle. But of course it doesn't look quite as good, so I just quickly switched it back to high because obviously you want to see hand looking really good. And this is the updated character model that you guys helped me with. When was it? About 2 months ago? So I'm going to put him in the poster. So what the first step is to create the pose that the character is going to be in. And what I've been doing is actually looking through some of the motion capture for the character in question, which in this case is going to be Han, and finding just a good pose in whatever sequence it is that really makes it feel like that's the character. So we're going to do that with Han. I'm looking at the list of motion capture animation. If I can find the Han, so there we go. Let's see. I have a feeling this might be the one. From chapter 10, not 20. I haven't done the motion capture for 20 yet for Han. That's something I plan to do over the weekend. Right, let's have a scrub through this. Strid Gamer, hello and welcome. Hands on hips could work maybe. Could do a little bit of refinement, but that might be one that works. I don't think Han's too worried about that threat. Right, this is when they get ambushed by the Nogri. Right, so I liked that one. Now looking at it again. I'm not sure. Strid Gamer, what are you thinking of iClone 8 so far? Right, so what I'm going to do is... Right, I've removed all the animation except for this particular frame. And what I'm going to do is save it as a potential pose for him. But there's some others that might work too. Hold on a moment. Obviously this one is very rough. I mean, look at the hands clipping there. But the finger point might be a good one. So let's save that particular frame and fix these little issues. Hoppy, hello, welcome. Just the head. Adjust the arm. Adjust the feet. Although they're not actually going to be visible in the poster, I still like to do it anyway. Shoulders a little bit high. Shoulders now a little bit the wrong angle. Hand is now in his leg. As Tread Gamer, that's been a lot of what I've been doing, is learning all the new features. I really like a lot of the new features, especially the animation tools. Some of what I've done already for Heir to the Empire, just testing things out, looks really great, saving me a lot of time. It looks so much better than what I was doing with 7. And that's not just the rendering quality, it's the actual animation and the character movements and the facial movements. So some big and welcome changes. Hoppy, I'm glad you like the T-pose, but that's sadly for you, that's not the one that's going to be used in the poster. And CC4 is good too, and obviously you need it to create your characters. Right, I think bring the that way. Bring the head that way. There we go. So that's the character pose for the poster, I think. Actually, let me just double check something. Bear with me. Harrison Ford finger. Because I want to see exactly what he does with his thumb. I think the thumb needs to be adjusted just a little bit. Oh, that's better. A bit closer to what I just saw in the pictures. Okay, so I need to save this pose, which you can't see me doing because the window is on the second monitor. Huh. And if, oh, yeah. Wasn't sure why I wouldn't let me save. So, Han Solo 2. Because why give it a sensible name where you can just call it Han Solo 2 and hope you remember what it is in the future. Though fortunately iClone does save a little thumbnail graphic of the character. Good game I didn't realise that. It's that sounds like it'd be very useful though for the next upgrades and so on. Okay, so next thing to do is load up a character poster. Which one? I'll go with the Chewbacca one. Just the existing one because they all have a similar template. Well, basically they're all modelled after the same lighting and background. So I'm just going to load up an existing one. So bear with me a second. I'm loading up the Chewbacca one. It seems it's quite appropriate. There we go. There's Chewie. There goes Chewie. So I'm just going to quickly save what I'm doing so I don't accidentally delete the Chewie poster. Stephanie, thank you. I'm glad you liked him. You did help me perfect him a couple of months back on one of the streams. It's exactly the same character model. I haven't touched him again since. The Andor trailer, I'm going to watch it, see what it's like. I'll reserve judgment for when the show begins. I did like the character in the movies, in Rogue One, so interesting to see what they do with him next. So just loading the Han model into this. There we go. Next is the pose. And he's pointing the wrong way. So let's turn him around. Let's see how that looks. Good. Those are out of. Need to adjust its position. So down to the left. Good-ish. Be like maybe that a little bit, and maybe up a little bit. Yeah, that's a good pose. I'm going to turn off the Wookiee village background because I don't need that for Han. I'm going to save what I've done so far. And I try to make each poster individual to the character, so it's not just the character. There's something specific to the character in the background behind them. So as you saw, I had the Wookiee village, which is important to Chewie. I think it's pretty obvious that with Han, as soon as I get yeah, so with Han, there's only one real option here for the background. Stephanie, thank you. The background's actually if you looked at it, the background for the poster which I recreated the book cover from. So you got the blue stars and the planet in the left bottom corner. That is way too big. And now it's behind the background. Still too big. Oh yes. One of the things I saw when I was on holiday is the Pembrokeshire, the Pembroke Docks. It's a village in South Wales where they built the Millennium Falcon set that was used in The Empire Strikes Back. And a few weeks back they opened an exhibition, so you can see, obviously very proud that something that they created in their small town was used in such an important film that was seen worldwide. So I had a look at the exhibition. It was quite small. Like, they didn't actually have a replica of they had a model of the Falcon in it, and they had pictures up, and it was really interesting to see. I don't know if it'd be worth travelling around the world to go and see it, but I'm glad I got to see it. And they had a life-size Darth Vader on display as well, which was nice to see. I'm just tinkering around with the position of the Falcon. I don't know what's going to work or not. I feel like that kind of does, but not quite yet. If I tilt that, bring it that way. So you know what, I think it was better before, so let's undo. Yeah, there we go. That is how I think it needs to look. Lower a bit, let's have a look. Yeah. Well, positioning the Falcon was a lot easier than I thought, so let me just save. Not quite finished yet. He's missing something which doesn't generally get added to the character model when you import it. I have to add it separately. And that would be his blaster. Which he now has. Hoppy, yep. Great minds. Somebody else, I will leave the moustaches to Floopy, who doesn't seem to be here this week. So I have to wait for them to catch up with the stream and see what they can do. Also, somebody else, it's great to see you. But yeah, so I think that's the layout of the poster done. There's a little bit more to do, which I've just saved it. So what I do next is export it to Omniverse. So let me just set that off. A sombrero. Again, that's one of those things that could work. Right, it's exporting to Omniverse. It takes a moment. Hoppy says, Han says to the moon, and then Obi-Wan behind him says, "That's no moon." Okay, so it's exported to Omniverse. We're going to load up Omniverse and check out the poster. What I'm going to do is close iClone, which is going to make the stream go blank. But once Omniverse is loaded up, I'll switch over so you can see that. So you're going to have nothing to look at for about a minute or two. It's loading up now. What the? I don't know why, but I just noticed my desktop background has changed from what it should be. I'll have to fix that later as well. Right, Omniverse is here. There we go. So this takes a moment to load in the scene. There we go. Okay, he's loaded in. Looks pretty good. I don't like this lighting, so I'm going to delete it. And I have some lighting as a template file to load up. And we tinker around with it just a little bit. See, I've heard of Space Truckers, but I haven't actually watched it. My understanding was it's a bit like Alien, but without the alien part of it. So it's more of a focus on a crew like the Nostromo had, rather than, you know, the part where the alien comes and he kills everyone. just gonna tinker with the let's have a look at switch to main cam. So one of the problems that do get is that it creates a shadow on the background, which I don't want. So let's tinker with that a little bit more. There we go. There. Strid Gamer, thank you for stopping by. I hope you sleep well. You'll be able to catch up with the stream. I think I'm nearly finished anyway, but you can catch up with the rest when I finish, or obviously when you wake up. So yeah, see you next time. Aki Gamer, hello, welcome. At the moment I'm creating one of the character posters that I've been releasing every Monday. This is the Han Solo one that I've been saving for to release around the time of chapter 20. And even though chapter 20 is not finished yet, I still need to create the poster so it's ready for it. And I thought it'd be interesting for you guys to see the process that kind of goes into that. There is a gap here where the arm doesn't meet the sleeve. That is something I'll fix in post because I don't want to have to go back to Character Creator and change the mesh, and I mean I know I have to do that, but I'm not going to do it tonight. Rogue, where would you recommend someone go to start learning 3D animation? Well, that's not a question I can answer quickly, but I will see what I can do. So I use Realvision's iClone for what I do. It's a piece of software designed very specifically for animation. I mean, because you get things like Blender and 3ds Max and all that kind of stuff, which can do animation, but they're also designed for modeling. But where iClone is built specifically for animation only, you can't really do much in the way of creative modeling or anything like in it. Excuse me, I don't usually do that on the stream. So you could check out that piece of software. But if you've got some software in mind, again, like Blender or 3ds Max or whatever, go on YouTube and check out the tutorials. I can't point to anything specific for those bits of software. I can point to the ones for iClone, because Realvision on their channel have an excellent selection of tutorials where they cover the basics and all the advanced features, and they're very easy to follow. So I would say whatever 3D software you're thinking about using, just look up the tutorials that people have made on YouTube, and if there's a lot of them for the software you want to try out, that's great. If there aren't any for the software you're thinking about, probably a sign that I mean, you can have a go at it as long as it'll stop you, but you'll probably find it harder to learn because the tutorials are worth watching. Yeah, Hoppy, yes. I think it's from all the cookies they had earlier. I do like to add a little bit of bloom, not that much, that's the default settings. So let's turn it down. I need to adjust his hair a little bit. There we go. His hair is brown, but it's not that light brown. I don't think it's quite as dark as that either, though. So get somewhere in the middle. A bit dark. That looks right. As somebody else has said, Blender is free, so it's kind of hard to argue with that. And there we go. That's one poster done. Apart from the rendering, which I'm not going to do right now because it will slow my computer down. Even though it's only one frame, I render it at such a high resolution that it slows my computer to a crawl, which means this stream is gonna slow to a crawl, and you probably won't even get me talking because that's how that works. And yeah. So this is the poster, pretty much as close to being finished as I can show you right now. What remains is, of course, the render, as I said, and I will fix this arm gap. And then once it's rendered and that arm is fixed, I have a template which adds the text, which is the title down here, and there's a tagline that goes up there, and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's it. So I will save, and I think I'll call it a night there because I'm finished. Tomorrow I am hoping to meet up with my friend who voices Winter, and we're going to record some dialogue together for Winter. So that should be exciting, and I should probably have an early night for that too, because got some travelling to do. Not far, but still. Before I go there, let's catch up with the chat. Han says, "This is my boom ship." Yep, especially when it comes to Death Stars. Rogue, I appreciate you answering my question. Fair to say you got AFC Empire animation inspiring. Well, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you. Yeah, it's when you hear that when you hear your work's inspired someone else to give it a try, that really means a lot. So thank you for that. And I just spotted something. Han is wearing 2 sets of trousers. So which ones do I get rid of? Those ones? Yeah. That's better. There's a little, didn't realise that was there. So yeah, just thinking of the Legends material that could be fan animated in the future. Well, there's certainly a lot of it out there. There's a 2D. I know Dark Empire has been animated by a 2D artist whose name escapes me at the moment, but you can find it on YouTube if you look up Dark Empire animation. But there's so many books and comics that if you want to turn them into animated films, go for it. Take the time to learn Blender, and you're always welcome to come and hang out here in the chat. You can talk to me and the others, because quite a few of the people here have some experience with 3D modeling and animation, so I'm sure that we will do what we can to get you going. I will say that there are quite a few free 3D models of Star Wars ships and things out there, so that's a good way to get some content, like this Millennium Falcon behind hand. I can't remember exactly where I downloaded it from, but I just found it online and it was free. So you can get some ships like that and load them into Blender and see what you can do with them. Somebody X, it is. Most of the voice actors I don't live anywhere near. In fact, I don't even live in the same country as most of them. But it's nice when they are local and you can go and spend an afternoon with them and have some fun recording. We did the same thing, it's nearly 3 years ago now because it's before the pandemic. We went to visit with a microphone and laptop and we recorded all the winter dialogue that was in chapter, was it 2? Yeah, that was a long time ago. Back when I was still figuring out what I was trying to do with the series and didn't think I'd get to this point. If I had known I was going to get to Winter's second appearance, I probably recorded the dialogue way back then too, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's nice to hang out with friends. So yeah, thank you all for coming. This poster is probably not going to be the next one I release, but I'm still saving it to go closer to chapter 20. But when you do see it, you'll know that you are here for it. So what I need to do is sign off. I need to post today's poster on the channel because I forgot to do that earlier. And then go to bed. So I will see you all next time. May the Thrawn be with you, and thank you all for being here. Take care.